That that is one of the ways that this particular traditional restaurant can go digital and reach more people, because most students these days are online. Most students are, you can find them on Instagram, you can find them on Facebook, you can find them on Twitter. All right, that's it. Now, the next thing we're going to discuss is the digital marketing ecosystem, right? And what is I like to see it as a team, right? In a team, there are different members, and each of these members, sorry, have a specific role to play in whatever you want to achieve. All right, these are the main players: your website and ACO. That's number one team member. All right, we will explain these things much later. Websites and your and ACO. ACO stands for search engine optimization. All right, it's a specific field in digital marketing. All right, another player is content marketing. All right, another player is social media marketing. Another player is email marketing. We will explain all these things. Then another player is paid advertising. These this is the digital marketing ecosystem. All these things in one word or the other contribute to your digital marketing success. Let's take them one by one. Website and SEO. Now, your if your business, right, especially if you've gotten to a certain level, let's say you've been your business has gone digital for a year, 2 years, you should not base your business only on social media. You should have a website, even if it's a simple website. The reason is social media is not really your own. Facebook, Instagram, they are owned by Mark, and Mark can decide one day to take it down, to shut it down, and you've lost your customers, right? The same thing with Twitter. Elon Musk can decide, okay, we're no longer doing again. I mean, he has already changed the name, and no one beats him. But if you have a website, your website will always be there, will always be online, unless you decide to take it down. So your website is your online storefront, right? And then SEO, which I've explained to be search engine optimization, is a series of processes that helps your website to come out on top whenever people search for what you do or something similar to what you do. For example, you want to search where to buy the best phones in Nigeria. One of the first places you will see is Jumia, right? The reason you see Jumia is because they've done a very good job with their SEO. Jumia has done a very good job with their SEO. So whenever you search for anything that Jumia sells, Jumia will be number one that comes up. All right. I give another example. A local Nigerian boutique might have a beautifully designed website that shows off the kind of clothes they have. Right. Now, when they do a very good SEO job and someone searches for fashion boutique in Lagos, for example, that particular boutique will come up at the top, right? Because they've done a very good job. And you can agree with me that if you search for something on Google and you don't see your what you're looking for in the first page, you hardly go to the second page. Instead, you change the keyword you use for searching, right? That's because that shows you rather the importance of coming up on the first page of Google, because most people don't go to the second page. And you might be shocked to realize that for every search you make on Google, there are at least 10 million pages that could come up, or 10 million websites that could come up for that particular search. But only most of the time, the first three or four are the ones that you're interested in. Anything beyond that, you just move on. That's it. Then we move on to content marketing. Content marketing, this is about creating and sharing valuable content. This can be in the form of blog posts, let's say you want to read that, you want to buy a new phone, iPhone 16 Pro Max, for example, and you can be like, what are the specs of iPhone 16 Pro Max? You search on Google and you find a website that gives you the specs, you read it that through. That is a blog post. All right. It can be a video. Maybe you go on YouTube, iPhone 16 Pro Max reviews. You find a particular video and you watch it to understand that is another form of content. All right. It can be picture. Picture is also a form of content. All right. The reason you are doing this is to attract your audience, is to attract your audience to your product or your service. So an example of how this can work is one of the best people who do that, who do content marketing well these days, is Yoda Bachi, right? She shows you behind the scenes of where she's cooking. She's always posting content about her cooking stuff. She has a restaurant, she has a cooking class. And all these things that she's doing is to direct you to either come to her restaurant to taste her food or to buy her course. Right? That is content marketing at play. Right? The next one is social media marketing. This is basically using platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, even WhatsApp, right? To engage with your audience, right? This way, social media marketing is very good because it gives you that avenue to engage with your customers more intimately because they can reply your comments, they can send you a DM, and you can, talk with them more intimately. That way, you're building a community, you're building bonds with them, right? And an example would be um, when Hilda Baci is still on Hilda, when she used social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok to promote that her cookathon back then, right? A lot of people were involved in the whole thing because of the power of social media, right? The power of Instagram, the power of Twitter, the power of Facebook. That was how she was able to get that number of people to be invested in her business. Another example, another team player, so to speak, in our digital marketing ecosystem is email marketing. Now, a lot of people in this part of the world don't really subscribe to email marketing. They see it as a waste of time, but trust me, email marketing is one of the best, if not the best, ways of marketing that gives you the best return on investment if you do it very well, right? It involves sending emails to your list of subscribers to keep them informed or updated about your offers, your events, or any news about your company. For example, if you've ever subscribe to any newsletter, you see them sending you emails regularly, either when they are running sales or anything like that. An example can be, let's say there is this local gym in Abuja, and they are always, if any member comes to register, they will collect their emails. Maybe every week they send you tips on fitness, or they give you they update you on the schedules for their classes, or maybe they can also, if they notice that after 2 weeks some people have stopped coming, they can send emails to those people and be like, okay, what's up, why are you not coming? Right? That's a very good way to use email marketing. Then finally, the last team member for in the digital marketing ecosystem is paid advertising. And I don't think there is anybody here who has not seen an advert. If not for anything, Temu advert is everywhere. Right? Now this is online advertising involves paying for ads online. Like Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Twitter ads. The reason for ads is that you can use it to reach more people quickly. All right. You can use it to reach more people quickly. And that is one of the things STEM did. They came in and they used ads to, basically bombard you to the point that you know about them. Even if you you didn't want to buy, you'll be interested because of how engaging the ads are. Right? That is that. Um, the next thing we want to do right now is I want to I want to see what we've gotten so far, right? What we've gotten so far, and if there is any question before we move to the next phase of this class, right? The second phase of the class. First of all, does anybody have any question to ask? That's number one. If you have any question, just raise your hand or drop an emoji. I'll indicate so that you talk. Before we go to the next phase, I don't want to offload everything at once, so that if you have any questions so far, you can ask and I'll answer, right? Then in the charts, I think there are some people who mentioned what they did. I think I will take two people if if no one has any question. I can take two people and tell them how they can go about their digital marketing so that they, this everything I've been saying strikes. So Charity, you said that you're a food vendor and a healthcare worker. Charity, can you unmute yourself? I have some questions to ask first so that you can, before I can give you something. Okay. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Okay. Good evening. Beautiful. So, you do you have any specific foods you sell, or do you know, do everything? How
Basically, at
does
the
it
moment,
work?
what I do is bulk meals,
Mm,
and I do that
okay,
from
bulk
home.
meals.
On yes, on order, then I deliver.
Okay, bulk meals. Is it targeted at a specific set of people, or is just anybody?
Honestly, I was running from a restaurant, but had to shut down and operate from home. So it's
Mm,
old customers that actually still patronize and refer me, and that's why I'm looking forward to maximizing the
mm.
opportunity on this digital marketing.
All right, all right. So, which of you've had some customers over the years, right? So,
Yeah.
which set of people, which set of people would you say patronize you the most? Like, what do they do? What would you say, best describes them?
Basically, they are
I,
working class people that most of
okay.
them don't
Okay.
have time to make their meals. So,
Mm,
in fact, that was why I chose to operate from home because I found out that yes, I run a restaurant, but I actually don't sell mostly to people that come to buy in plates. I have
mm,
mostly people coming to ask for soups in particular because I'm an Igbo
okay.
woman. I hear that's another thing. So again, is I don't want to say Igbos alone, but yes, traditional soups.
Mm, okay. Okay. Um, have you ever tried posting anything about your business online so far?
Yes, but not I've not done it professionally. I've just been off and on.
On WhatsApp, Instagram, where? Facebook?
I have an Instagram handle,
Okay. All right. All right.
but it's
All
not
right.
doing so
So,
good.
all right. All right. So I think I like the fact that you know the people you are primarily targeting, working class, busy people, can be busy moms too, busy dads,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And I also like the fact that you know that your main focus is soups, right? Can be other foods, right? But
Yeah.
soup
Yeah.
mostly. Good, good. Now, one place that will help you very well is Instagram. But another place that will also help you very well is TikTok, right?
Okay.
TikTok. And the reason I'm focusing mostly on this, another place is Facebook too, because there are so many, you know, mothers, there are so many wives, there are so many dads, there are so many fathers on Facebook who are working, and they are looking for solutions to how they can solve that problem, especially when the kids start coming and they have to go back to work, right?
Yeah.
So you have to invest more in videos, like very good videos, especially not just videos of how your food looks after you're done. Sometimes you also, if you can get a very good tripod, you can shoot some content behind the scenes of what you do, maybe when you're preparing the food. The reason for this is to show people that it's really you, right? Because sometimes people are very skeptical about these things. Is he really how that does these things? And then it's also to bond with people, right?
Okay, but
And seeing,
I sorry. Now the
continue,
aspect of
continue.
showing yourself, I think I have that reservation that most times I am not that person that wants to be seen. I think that's another problem I have. I'm more of a private person.
Okay. Um, Charity, if you want to do business, you have to throw away shame or fear. Really.
Yeah.
I know it sounds harsh, but it's the reality of the modern world, right? You you don't just wake up one day and you become good at it, right? You don't just wake up one morning and you become good at it. It's something with practice. You can start with practicing after shooting, maybe you look at it and then you can trash it. But I will advise that the earlier you start, the better, because there are so many businesses who are in your
Yeah.
field that are already doing that. And you can tell if you go online, you see a lot of them. Both those
Sure.
that make pastries and those that cook food, right? They do all these things. And the reason is so that you connect with your audience. If you can put a face behind the brand, it tells you that there is actually a real person out there, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't easy for me to start recording myself or being on live video and talking to people who are not even showing their faces. I don't even know if they think I'm ugly or not. But you get my point, right?
Sure.
So you have to put yourself out there if you are going to do business in 2025, because your competitors are already doing the same thing. They're already doing that. You don't want to be left behind. All right, you can start with just doing the videos of your finished products, right? The soups you've made so far, and then also try to get anybody you deliver food to, and after you can get their reviews, you can tell them to either make a recording or make a video. If they can, make a video of them, telling you how the food was. Or even if they can't do that, they can just send you a message on WhatsApp or whatever, and you can use those screenshots to tell people, oh, I'm good at what I do. People are recommending me. All right.
Okay. Okay.
So there are more strategies, but this is an overview. There are more detailed strategies. Maybe you can send me a message after we can talk. Right.
Okay. Okay.
You
Are you
can
in the group with us, please?
I don't know. I don't know the group, but you can
Because
ask the
that's
admin for my number.
okay.
You can ask the admin for my number. Yeah, that's it. That's
All
it.
right, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. For the rest, I can Victoria and Missy, both of you do similar stuff. So I'm going to address yours after the class is over, right? Still remember, let's continue with the class so that once the class is over, I'll continue. All right. Now, um, let's look at a practical example of what digital marketing can look like for a local coffee shop. Let me not call it a coffee shop at this point. Um, we've already discussed something related to food, so let me change. What do we discuss now? What do we discuss? What do we discuss? Let's continue with that tailor person, right? That tailor person who can unmute their mic, right? And let's discuss it. What they think this particular tailor can do to be present in the digital space. Anybody?
Sorry, coach, your question again.
Okay, I'm like, let's have a real world application of what we learned so far, right? So I'm like, let's use a business that has a specific location, right? There is this particular tailor in Lagos, right? Let's say he makes only male clothes. But that would mean, anyway, it's fine. Let's say he makes only male clothes, right? I think this might also answer your question at the end of the day for those that are into fashion design. But let's say this particular this particular tailor is called Yomi Designs, for example, right? So what is the digital approach they can take to be able to promote themselves online? That is my question. From what I've said so far, what can this particular tailor, Yomi Designs, do online to promote, to start the process of their digital marketing?
Okay. From experience or from observation,
Okay,
I Yomi Designs can start by creating a content strategy first of all, so
okay,
you can help him as a guide on what to do, how to do, when to do.
okay,
So for Mondays that are very busy for workers, he can actually share something, maybe a corporate wear for for a working class man, and then put a caption on it. So
okay,
that's according to his content strategy. Then, as time goes on, first of all, he shouldn't. I would advise that Yomi Designs does not look at the aspect of getting clients immediately. He should first of all make himself visible first. That is creating
okay,
awareness of the brand by engaging in other people's posts. I think that works a lot on social media because from my own experience, I've tried it before. I just came to social media and I started posting and I expected people to engage on my own without engaging. And social media does not work that way. For you, especially on Twitter, you must engage on other people's posts before
mm-hmm,
making you visible to others, and then you start posting on your own. So he has to start with the mindset that he has to engage on other people's posts first. Like you comment on people's posts, you advertise yourself, you say the skill you do and all that. So then he has to get a logo color, a brand color rather, generate a brand color that when he's creating content, it will align with what his color, what his designs are going to be speaking for. Then Yomi Designs will have to point out his niche. As a designer, it's not everything we are good at. So if he's good at corporate wears, he has to project corporate wears. If he's good at casual wears or street wears, or he's good at traditional wears, then he should bring out that specific skill he's good at and project more of it.
Okay.
Yes, and then his sharing of behind the scenes. You can even go into content creation or making comedy using trending sounds or songs to create content and all that. Then I think along the line, he should run ads. He should run ads. He can do for a test to see how the outcome will be. And then along the line, run polls to see how people respond to his designs or what he makes. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. It seems like you already have experience in digital marketing. That's really nice. And all you said is really on point, really. Very, very solid strategy. Very, very, very solid. But let me just add a few things that you didn't mention. Number one is as I said before, the your home online is your website. Right? You can have an Instagram page, you can have a Facebook page, your email, but if you really want to be that professional, it's just that it's in this part of the world that we don't take websites seriously. But if you're doing business and you're very serious outside, you should have a website. And if you want to compete globally, you should have a website because your website is where people get to see everything about you. Your website will direct them to your social media and every other place, right? Then, of course, social media, you mentioned that, right? Social media, they use Instagram and post those kind of content, which is very brilliant. Then, another one is SEO, especially local SEO, since it's a physical shop, right? The Yomi should optimize his website so that when people in Lagos search for best tailors in Lagos, for example, especially if during December periods when people are coming back from outside the country and they want to, so close for Owambe and stuff like that for dirty December. You get my point. So if you can optimize his website using SEO for keywords like best tailor in Lagos, best fashion designer in Lagos, stuff like that, right? Then another one can be email marketing, or just broadcast messages on WhatsApp. Maybe you add your customers to a particular broadcast list, and when you have particular, let's say you're running Easter sales or Valentine's Day sales, you send them messages to remind them, oh, okay, this is ongoing, right? This is really going to work out well in the long run. All right. Now let's is there any other thing I'm missing? This is an introductory class, so I'm not going to delve much into the whole thing. It's from next week that we'll hit the ground running properly. So do you have any questions? I think I'm done for this particular day. Yeah. One thing I think I would send across an assignment to the I'll send across assignments to the admin tomorrow so that They will send it to the group. But if you have any questions so far, you can ask, and then tomorrow when I send the assignment, you can go through it. Next week, we'll go through the assignment before we go into the other things. But for now, I think this is it for today. It's just an introduction to digital marketing and what it can do for your business, right? From next week, we'll go into several aspects of digital marketing proper. And then, okay, also when sending the assignment, I'll also send you some materials to go through so that by next week when I come, hopefully it will just be me recapping what you've already studied. You know how it is now when in secondary school the teacher gives you the notes, you write it and you study so that the next class is easier. All right. So any questions?
Yes, sir. Yes, coach.
Uh, sir, coach, anyone, it works for me. So what's
Okay.
your
Okay. My
mhm,
question is, you mentioned getting a website.
mhm,
So for a small business owner, like
mhm,
for me now, I'm a small business owner. So for a
okay.
small business owner, the idea or the knowledge I have about websites is you have to have a domain that
Mm,
you fund and maintain and all that. So what would you advise about getting a website as a small business owner?
mm. Okay, these days, right? You can have a website without having a domain. You can also have a website without buying hosting plan, right? There are many free tools that you can use to just create a simple website, simple free website. But the only problem with that is that since it is free, you cannot customize the website address to how you want it, right? For example, you might want your website to be www.messi.com, right? But let's say you're using a site like Framer. It's a site for creating free websites. It will be www.messi.framer.com because it is a free system. But it can still serve the purpose, right? Most people don't really look at that, except when you've gotten so big that normally it's expected that you have your own domain name. But if you're starting, that can work for you, right? Especially as the reason is to draw customers to your this thing, right? So Framer, Webflow, WordPress, there are so many of them free website builders that you can use to customize your website and point people to where you want them to go, either to your WhatsApp or your email, wherever you want them. Right? But for someone in your line of business, fashion design, website is very, very good, obviously. But your main focus should be more on social media, right? The main focus should be more on social media because social media is more visual than a website. Website is more text based. You get my point. It doesn't mean that your website is not important at all. It is because if any, you can still post your pictures on your website and you can talk about your process and everything. But social media is will be easier to grab attention because trends and all these things. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. It did.
No. All right. All right. Any other question?
The last but not the least. So for another for a small business owner still,
Mm.
where would you which of the social medias will you advise the person to focus more on? And then the last question is I think I have issues with what to project to my audience. No, not in terms of my fashion though. And I'm talking about, okay, let me give you a brief introduction about myself. I am a self-taught. fashion designer that just I have a passion for it from small, and then it became something big that I started taking upgrades and all that, and then here I am
Mm.
now, and it's becoming something reality. Then academically, I'm a home scientist.
Okay.
And then skillfully, I am a social media manager and a graphic designer. So
Mm.
this whole skills, I'm trying to like how will I call them? I'm trying to like unify them and but still put it out there, because I like the fact that I can actually be a solution to someone or take off the
Mm.
stress from a busy CEO or brand owner. That's in terms of social media managing and the rest, because I my line of work was customer service. I've worked over 7 years now in customer service. So I like the fact
Wow.
that I give solutions to people. I help people find whatever they need and all that. So it's kind of challenging to know what to put out there. Like I've I've
Mm.
battled with it, and I have a strong, at least a strong network on LinkedIn. So it's kind of confusing what to actually project out there. Although my other social media handles are my business, fashion. But then when it comes to profession, like professionally, I don't know what to put out there. Whether should I project the fashion or social media
Mm.
or graphic design. So I don't know. I would appreciate your advice.
Okay. What I'm going to do is also call for you to maybe send me a message and we talk about it properly. Because right now I have to think about it, right? I see where the problem is. So I have to think about it basically, and then I one thing I believe is that there will definitely be a way around it. All right, there will definitely be a way around it, but especially as you're on LinkedIn and as you're also into fashion. All right. So one thing I will say is send me a message maybe tomorrow so we can maybe talk on Monday because tomorrow is Sunday. I don't know how busy I'll be. So before the next class, we should definitely talk about it. All right. And trust me, there will definitely be a way we can bridge it. Because me personally, I am a content marketer, right? Basically, content digital marketer. Then I also write short stories, fiction. But there has been a way I I am working on it so that I give equal attention to this. I give equal attention to this. People know me as both. So it's definitely possible. And I also studied biochemistry, which is entirely different. So if I can do it, definitely you can do it. So just send me a message and we'll talk about it. All right. All right. You're welcome. Any other question? Any other question? Because assignment will come on later. Assignment is coming tomorrow. So if you have question now, ask. Assignment is coming tomorrow. Then next week to continue. Any other question? In the absence of any other question, I think we might have to call it a day, a night. Do you have any other question? So no other question, right? Good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming out. I really appreciate it. And next week we'll do this again. Next week we'll go into properly one of the areas of digital marketing. All right. And then, as I said, tomorrow I'll send your assignments and some materials to the admin so that you guys can do the assignments and get ready for next week's class. All right. If you can hear me, just react, I beg. I can know, or you reply in the chat. Thank you very much, Charity. Good. I'll see you next week, all right? All right. Good night, guys. You're welcome.